Hey everybody, it's Sandra Joseph. I received many questions in the last few days, and rather than typing individual answers to all of them, I thought I would just make you a little video and answer some of these wonderful questions. So I'm just going to jump right in. This is from someone who calls themselves Starry-Eyed. Sandra, did you ever see the show before you were a part of it, or did you just research the role? Yes, I did see Phantom. The first time I saw it was in Toronto. I was born and raised in Michigan, in Detroit, and the closest place that we could go to see shows that were not yet on national tours, rather than going to New York to Broadway, we would often take little road trips up to Toronto. It was only about a 2-hour drive. So the first time I saw Phantom, I was still in college, and it was in Toronto, and I remember I had terrible seats. We sat way in the back. Christine was this big, and it was Rebecca Kane, and I was so moved by the show. It was Rebecca Kane and Colm Wilkinson, and I thought they were both phenomenal, and I remember thinking, oh, I want to play that role someday. But honestly, I was thinking I would play it in a regional theater or in a, somewhere in the sticks. I truly never imagined that I would have the opportunities that I've had, and I'm so grateful to my grave that it turned out the way it did. Two-part question from Starry-Eyed. What inspired you during your performances as Christine? Well, certainly just the script itself, the character and the journey that she goes on throughout the show is, I think, inspiration enough to fuel the performance. I'm not sure I'm understanding your question exactly right. Do you mean like what inspired me to want to become an actress? During my performance as Christine. The other thing that I will say off the top of my head is that the actors around me always inspired me. I worked opposite some pretty incredible talent, and being on stage with people like that, Hugh Pinero, Howard McGillen, Ron Bomer, that's pretty inspiring. Okay, moving on. Phantom Love. Thank you for the warm welcome. Do I ever go and see Phantom these days? I do not. I don't think I've seen the show since I left the show, which was in 2006. However, I was just at the Majestic Theater last weekend, I think it was. I went in to have dinner with my best friend, Susan Owen, who is the Christine understudy, the Mirror Bride, on Broadway. And after dinner, we had dinner in between her Saturday shows. So after dinner, we went up to the theater and we used to have coffee hour before the show. We would meet at like 7 o'clock in the Phantom's dressing room. This was particularly when Hugh Pinero and John Cudilla were the Phantom and Raoul. And we were all just really good friends, and we used to hang out and have coffee hour. So I went to the little coffee hour, and it was so much fun to see everybody again. It was like just homecoming, so it was really great. Okay. Which show? Once told me that his wife had been in London. Oh, no, we're still with Phantom Love. Stockholm production of Phantom. Which show had seen when she was there? Phantom Club. Curious, do you go and see it every now and then? I think I answered that. Okay. Have I seen the film version? Oh, all of the Phantom films. Yes, I have over the years seen many incarnations. The silent movie, of course. What do I think of them? Then I don't believe I saw any miniseries in 1990. But I did see the Phantom movie, the big movie that came out in 2004. And it was really fun because they invited the Broadway cast to a private screening in Times Square. So all of us got to go and see it together, which was really cool. And also a few of us got to go to the big premiere, with the red carpet and the whole thing. So that was really fun as well. And I'm copping out and answering what I thought of the movie. Because I know there are varying opinions. There were some things about it I loved, some things I didn't love as much. Honestly, seeing the production that I know so well that was, you know, a part of my life every night for a decade, was really cool. I mean, I cried when the music started, and like there were all these characters on screen. I think it's really cool that they did a film version of it. Whether they could have done it better, I leave that up to you. Okay. You played Christine in many performances over the years. Oh, that was from Skate Fan, SK8 Fan. Now this one is from I Am Eric 771. I played it for so many years. How did I keep it fresh? Ooh, that is the challenge for sure when you've been in something for as many years as I was in Phantom. There are many things that you do, mind games you play with yourself to keep it fresh. I mean, the number one thing is just bearing in mind always that no matter how tired you might be or how worn out you might be from having sung the same songs a million times in a row, there's somebody in that audience that's seeing it for the first time, and they deserve the same experience that I had the first time that I saw it, when it's all brand new. So you just really do the best you can to convince yourself that everything that's going on is happening for the first time. It's a challenge for sure, but you focus on things like listening and staying present. I mean, it's really sort of a spiritual practice. It's the same thing that we have to do in our lives to try and show up in the moment, fully present, listening and giving and interacting with whoever we're with at the moment. That's exactly what you have to do on stage, is to just make it a spiritual practice of staying present, to have your mind and your energy and your focus present in the moment with what you're doing, and not projecting to the future or the past and the fact that you just did the show 900 other times before this night. Does that answer your question? I hope so. What difference did you find between playing the role on Broadway and on the tour? No different, really, except in tour time, life is measured in cities. So you don't think it's November, you think I'm in Cleveland, and pretty soon I'm going to be in Denver, and then next I'm going to be in Louisville, and you sort of measure your time in cities. And so there's always a new opening night, which is kind of great. There's an opening and a closing, whereas when you're on Broadway, it just goes on and on and on and on. And also when you're on tour, you really do hang out with the cast and crew a lot more, because on Broadway everyone just goes home. Your life is there, but when you're on tour, you're this little traveling circus, and you really only have each other. So in some ways it was more bonding with the tour friends, and some of them are still my dearest friends to this day. So I guess there were some differences. Okay, I think that's enough for now. I think I cranked through quite a few of them. So again, I say thank you for your questions. Keep them coming, and I will see you next time. Bye.